and Optimal Loveland. So thank you very much all for coming. We have some great, exciting events and speeches and then training, but it is much shorter, if you will, than it was in the past. So first of all, how many of you like to help people? That's why we're here, right? We love it. I love it. I love to help people, and I like to help the patients get healed from their hearts, in their hearts as well as their bodies. So in home care, they're working hard in curative care and helping their bodies to heal. In hospice, they try to heal the hearts of people that are watching their loved ones as they pass. And I'm so grateful to be part of a company that actually loves taking care of people. You know, our theme is we are better together. And I don't know about you, but I always, even being in this room, I just feel like I'm better already because we're together working with the same mission. Some of my favorite quotes, Henry Ford's quote, "If everyone is moving forward together, then success can take care of itself." Or another quote, "The best way to predict the future is to create it together." Or Helen Keller, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." I love this one. "Separately you are strong, clever people, but together we are a force." And lastly, the one that says, "Individually we are one drop, but together we are an ocean." So really the goal of today is we can be better together. And we're going to have some awards right now to honor the people that have shown us their example, and we're going to honor them. And then after the awards, we will have a quick photo up front, and then Edwyn and Jason will be able to share their vision for 2024. So, congratulations, Employee of the Year. Courtney Matthews. She was acknowledged and recognized at our Christmas ball, our Christmas gala. But come on up, Courtney. We have an award for you. We want to recognize all our Employee of the Years. These Employee of the Year, if you were not there, they're the example set for all of us on commitment, advocacy, respect, and excellence. So congratulations, Courtney. Our next Employee of the Year, Rachel Radler. Is she here or is she out seeing patients? She has gone above and beyond and always goes above and beyond and is recognized throughout the agency as top-notch. She, I think, probably is in our afternoon session. She's out seeing patients now, but we applaud her for her efforts as the Employee of the Year for our home health clinical side. And lastly, we have Anna Parker. I think is out seeing patients right now, and she'll join us this afternoon. But she is a CNA, and she is, a hospice has grown so much. We started with like 68 last year. End of last year, we're at almost at 200 patients. She has helped guide and direct and been a team player like no other. So congratulations, Anna Parker. And next we're going to do our care awards, and we're going to start with our hospice. You may wonder, what are care awards? Did you wonder that? Yeah, it started about 7 years ago. We actually choose people from each hospice and from the home health clinical and home health administration that exemplify either commitment, advocacy, respect, and excellence. So we're going to go through and honor these people now. They do not know it. They want them to come on up front. And managers, if you can make your way to the front to give out the awards, that would be wonderful. We're going to start with our Hospice Care Award. So, for our Care Admin Award, Jen Proctor. Jen not only cares for the families and 190 patients now, but all the 85 plus staff members as well. She goes above and beyond for people. Thank you, Jen. Secondly, for commitment, we have our we have Steve Hess, our chaplain, who gets the award for committed. I think he'll be here this afternoon. And he performs many funeral services, but he also is just right there with the people. He volunteers, he's one of the first to volunteer. Steve, without being asked, will go above and beyond for all of the patients and their families and really shows us how to be committed. For A, for advocacy for hospice, we have Crystal Cobos, our RN. She is a shining example. I think she's also this afternoon session. Shining example of how a registered nurse case manager should advocate for her patients. She always follows through in making sure their needs are met and trains new nurses to do the same. She is a hospice star. For R, for respect for hospice, we have Adelisa Fierro. Adelisa has been such a faithful and reliable clinician. She's organized and diligent. The staff and patients love working with you, Adelisa. Thank you for being respectful and thoughtful, full of love and passion and teamwork. And for E, for excellence, for our hospice care award is Tanya Wright, our CNA. Come on up. And Tanya is such a hard worker and team player. We appreciate all the ways you work excellently with our patients, families, and other employees. We appreciate you. Congratulations to all of our hospice care awards. Thank you all. Now for our home health clinical awards. C, for commitment, goes to Carrie Wagner, RN. Carrie is this year's Care Award winner for commitment. She continually shows up to not only for optional, but all of her patients. She sees difficult patients and she doesn't refuse any of their needs, that she's quick to be committed to them, no matter what the circumstances. She does not give up. She does not cut corners. She is busy. And Carrie demonstrates commitment as a nurse without having to think twice about it. Commitment is her second nature. Congratulations, Carrie. For advocacy, we have Jen Hinkhouse, our PT. Come on, Jen. Over the many years, Jen has been with Optimal. She's always been an amazing advocate for her patients and team. She consistently goes above and beyond to make sure her patients have the necessary information, resources, supplies, and she promotes best care possible. She transforms lives by honoring the individuality and uniqueness of each patient and their family. Thank you, Jen. Awesome job. For R, for respect in the home health clinical, we have Mandy Smith, PTA. Mandy has been a PTA with Optimal since 2012 and exemplifies Optimal's core value of respect for each patient, coworker, family, and community care partners she works with. She demonstrates great empathy and strives to meet each patient's individual needs. She provides excellent patient care and receives positive feedback and praise from patients and coworkers alike. Thank you, Mandy Smith. And E for excellence in our home health clinical is Danielle Anderson, RN. She's here. Come on up. Danielle is this year's Care Award winner for excellence. Danielle has been with Optimal for 5 years. During those 5 years, she has demonstrated exactly what it means to be an excellent nurse. She treats patients and respects them with compassion. She gives exceptional patient care, documents thoroughly and timely, and advocates for the patients so they have best outcomes possible. Danielle is a perfect example of excellence and strives for this daily life. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Thank you. The other two are later this afternoon. Thank you. And then lastly, for home care awards for our administration. We have chosen, and just so everyone knows, that the managers choose all of these individual awards based on a unanimous decision by the managers for each of the care, advocacy, respect, and excellence. And lastly, for administration, we have C, commitment for Cynthia Mitchell-Dawson. Come on up, quality management lead. I know she's here, there she is. This employee demonstrates commitment in serving the agency and her department daily in her pursuit of ensuring high quality work and providing support to other team members. This person is flexible in their approach and always willing to learn and ensure the best processes in place. She has facilitated professional growth within her team by leading them through Leadership Book Club, demonstrating commitment that we are all the best we can be for the company. Come on over here, Cynthia. Thank you. A for advocacy for our administration. We have Susan Margaran. I didn't say that correctly. Where's Susie? Come on up, Susie. Susie has demonstrated her commitment to optimal home care, our sources, preferred partners, marketers, and she works every day as an advocate for our patients, their families, intake, our agency, and provider relationships team. She works hard to ensure that all the patients are taken care of and of coming in early and leaving late to make sure her team is taken care of. Thank you, Susie. We appreciate you. Next, R for Respect. We have Apple Cadet, Oasis Program Reviewer. This employee demonstrates respect in every interaction they have with team members and field staff. They are very knowledgeable in their area of expertise, and she's willing to share that knowledge and information with others to support the agency's needs. She's open-minded and makes recommendations in a courteous manner to ensure understanding and accuracy. Thank you, Apple. Great job. And last but not least, E for our administration excellence is Brooke Johnson, HR assistant. Brooke has an amazing way to brighten the room wherever she is. She has worked tirelessly helping every new person that starts with optimal home care and hospice. Over 150 this past year, feel supported and taken care of while onboarding and orientation. She plans every detail and quick to help both companies whenever it's needed. Great job, Brooke. Thank you very much for all of our awards. And we appreciate everyone has shown all of us a great example. Next, we have our longevity awards. And Jason? Okay, well, we're making a run for the nose. So I'll just say this with the longevity. If you have been here more than 5 years, can you raise your hand? More than 3 years. More than 2 years. We have a lot of great people. We have over almost 40% of our home health side that have been here over 5 years. So we appreciate all of that, and Jason will now share more about that, and we have photos of them.
From its humble beginnings in 2005, Optimal Home Care has grown to become the single largest privately owned home care company in the state of Colorado. We also started up a hospice that has exceeded expectations in growth, and I believe is shortly behind will likely fill that same role. This is a tremendous feat, knowing that roughly 20% of small businesses fail within their first year of opening, 50% after 5 years, and only about 30% make it to the 10-year point. There are many factors that can influence whether a company stands the test of time, not the least of which is the ability to adapt and overcome changes and disruptions in the marketplace, the workplace, and for societal norms. We'd like to honor a few of Optimal's employees who have done just that. We have kind of a core group of people that have been here between 15 and 20 years. So if you're here, if you'd stand up, anybody that's 15 years plus. Let's give them a big round of applause. These people have weathered multiple storms, multiple changes, and they're kind of the backbone of what has created both companies. Next, we have anybody that's been here 10 to 15 years. If you could stand up. There they are. You guys are all remain standing because afterwards we're going to come up and get a little group photo, just so you know. If anybody's been here between 5 and 10 years, this one's 3 slides long, so be a little patient, but 5 to 10 years, please stand up. You can all kind of make your way to the front, right underneath the screen. Come on up. 5 to 10 years. And a few slides after this are going to be some things we've all done together, but hospice and home care. Clinic on. Food Basket Project. These are people we help in the Philippines. Christmas Shoebox Project. And our fantastic Christmas party.
No.
Okay.
Jason.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, guys. It is awesome to see new people, but also people that I've worked with for so many years. So it's been amazing just to see the journey. I think a lot of you can probably attest that it's not all bed of roses. You know, there were so many challenges, up and down, changes. It's been a heck of a ride. You know, but one of the things that, you know, I feel with our team is that you guys really give your heart to the company and to the patients. The people that we work with, I think you know the values of what we do. And what we're trying to do today is just kind of give you guys, you know, again, going back to where we're from, you know, and how we created this. But before I even start that, I want to at least kind of give you guys a video clip, and hopefully that can inspire you to basically ask yourself also the whys, okay? And maybe we can turn on the video. So if you can give your attention on the video, it's about a couple minutes long. So go ahead. Always happens. I know, even though we tested it, so. So while he's trying to fix that, so I think what I would want to probably ask you guys, and I think this is going to be the next slide once he, I think it's working. Is it working? Nope. Okay. All right. I think one of the things I would want to ask you to find your whys, okay? You know, I had to dig in, you know, deeper also. I mean, like, why did we set up the home care side? You know, why did we establish that? You know, why did I would want to, you know, do this, you know, industry? And also, like, asking you, like, why did you join our team? You know, and why?
Imagine a world
There
in
we
which
go. Okay. Thank you, Simon.
people wake up every single morning inspired to go to work and come home every single day fulfilled by the work that they do. My hope is that this course takes us a little further down that path. If people learn their why, it makes them better qualified and, more importantly, more confident to choose the careers, choose the jobs, and find the companies that create environments in which they are more likely to be inspired and feel fulfilled. And that's the goal. The discovery of why was not an academic exercise or commercial exercise. It was something deeply, deeply personal. I had a small business, and after a few years had lost my passion for what I was doing. People gave me silly advice like, do what you love. I was doing the same thing, I didn't love it anymore. Thanks to the confluence of some events, I discovered this naturally occurring pattern. I knew what I did, and I knew how I did it, but I couldn't tell you why. And I realized I had to answer that question if I was going to find that balance. And so I became obsessed with answering this question, why do I do what I do? Not only did it restore my passion, it restored it to levels I'd never experienced before. And as we do when we discover something beautiful, we share it with the people we love. And so I shared it with my friends. And my friends started making crazy life changes. And they invited me to share it with their friends. And I would show up at someone's apartment and literally give a little talk about this discovery I'd made. And I would just get more and more invitations, and this thing just sort of spread organically. And it's really changed the course of my life and changed the course of my career, where now I'm completely devoted to spreading this idea and helping people either find their passion or amplify it if they already have it. Having a job we love is a right and not a privilege. It's not for the chosen few. And so my hope is to share this idea with as many people as possible so that indeed saying I love my job becomes the standard and not the exception. I used to do the why discoveries myself. That's how it began. I would actually help my friends learn their why. I used to sit down with them and go through this process. It took hours where I'd ask them all about their life and try and see the patterns to try and discern their why. And it was great and highly effective, but I was the only one doing it. So I shared it with others, and there was a few of us doing it, but still, there was this desire to do it with more people. And so we took this process that I used to do manually and took everything that I learned and put it in this online course. But it's basically the exact same thing I used to do by myself, so it's really fun to see it come to life in a course. The best thing about the why is that it's a biological concept. It has nothing to do with what we do. It's based on the biology of how we make decisions and what drives us and motivates us, which means that it doesn't matter whether you're retired or whether you're a student, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. This course is designed to help people understand what makes them tick and what drives them, what inspires them. And that's why I'm really proud of this. I mean, this will give people something to grasp onto and find inspiration and fulfillment in everything they do, hopefully for the rest of their lives. All you need to do is have the will and the desire to want to understand what drives and inspires you. And that's why we designed this course. It's designed for people to find that thing, to understand the thing that gives them their true north and helps them wake up every single morning inspired and come home fulfilled. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Okay, so my question to you is, do you know your whys? And I think, do you know your why you came here today? This conference. Did you come here excited? Did you come here passionate at what you do? Did you come here also believing what we do and what you do with your patients? Or did you just come here because I required you to come? You were mandated to do because I've announced it every single day. Like, you need to come, you need to be here, and you need to probably be forced. I'm hoping that this video can probably trigger that question. Finding your why. Why optimal home care? Why did you join Optimal Hospice? Was it basically just it showed up on your feed, Indeed, or somebody called you from Haley to Carissa saying, hey, join our team? Why did you become, the therapist or the nurse or the CNA? Or why become an HR or even the admin person that you are right now? Why? Why do I do the things that I do now, and why do we serve? Okay? So I'll give you an example, what was really the idea, why I started home care, okay? So my why was I want to make a positive impact, to make a difference to the community, to make a difference to the staff. I love people. I think probably people who've known me, I think I'm overly extroverted. And I just I get energy from people. Whether if it's a negative energy, I will try to make it positive, and sometimes, my wife will tell me, honey, there's this word now, you are a toxic positive person. At least I'm positive, right? I'm toxic, but I'm positive and optimistic. And there's nothing wrong with that, but she says that there's something wrong with being toxic positive. Then I think, based on my faith, and I think a lot of you know that I profess that I'm a Christian. I try to make a difference, to really follow the Bible if I can. I am not perfect, I make mistakes. I say things that sometimes make you probably crazy. And I think doing the management training, I found out myself that I am an inventor of ideas, which I think people get frustrated because I have all these ideas and somehow they're just ideas and it's hard to implement. But I think though, I want to exercise my faith when I created home care. You know, I want to help people, and every person I encounter, I want to at least let them know that there is hope and that there is faith and that people care and that people do the things that they do because they want to make a difference. I want to help people who are in need. And I think, you know, probably people who've known me for so long, whether 5 years and on, I am a sucker for sentimentality. You know, I basically get sentimental, no, we should probably give them more grace, we should do this. You know, like as I've shared in the management training, you know, I have several people, and again, just sharing this with you, is that, you know, they have some challenges personally. You know, they got pulled over, you know, several employees, different years, and they got DUIs. And they thought that I'm gonna fire them. You know, they were so nervous because they were driving an optimal car, all that. And I think, you know, this person or persons said that, you know what, you have the right to fire me, you have the right to kind of let me go, I deserve this. And she was just basically self-negative talk, you know, with her. And she said, like, I don't think that you're gonna forgive me, it'll cost you this. And I think one of the things that I just remembered, you know, I just told her, this does not define who you are. You know, you made a mistake, and I want you to change, you know, if you're willing to change. I think since that point on, you know, this therapist had grown so much, became one of our supervisors, and after that, wants to kind of tackle more, you know, outside. And she's not part of us anymore, but I see her like in a hospital, being a manager, and she is blossoming. It is awesome. And I think sometimes, you know, we kind of just make sure that we know our whys while we're in this position and while we also are part of our company. So I want to go back to the basics, guys. You know, I want to align our whys. And maybe probably for you to think over the weekend, you know, hey, why are you here? Why do you do the things that you do? For home care people, what is our passion? All right? So I think, you know, we're focusing on making a difference and impact on people's lives across stakeholders. You know, from families to sources to each other to the people that we cross. We want to use technology, you know, and experience to improve patient outcomes. Delivering cost-effective home health services, providing patient care experience as restorative, refreshing, energizing, satisfying, reassuring, and uncompromising. I do want a team who's going to be part of our team that embodies the heart, the patience, and competence to meet our patients' needs at their own home and residence. I do want a team, you know, if you are part of our team, that strives to be humble. I know there's a lot of things of concept humility, you know, and it's a task, you know, believe me, it's hard to basically own things, and it's hard to apologize, and it's also hard to say sorry, right? To be great learners, that you continue to learn, and that's part of humility as well. To be effective communicators and competent on what they do. We want a team that cares, committed, that advocates, that's respectful and excellent. I'm not saying that we're perfect, you know, I'm not saying I'm perfect on this, but I do want to know, is this your why of joining our team? Is this your why of being part of an agency that would want to help and that would want to commit in providing the needs of the patients that we have? So please be thinking about that, because I want to at least just go back to our passion. Because if you're not passionate, you're not going to be waking up and trying to like, yeah, hey, I'm going to go and serve my patient. I'm going to take care of my patient. Oh, yeah, hey, I'm going to meet my HR department. You know, they're awesome. Or do you have an attitude? You know, or do you feel that you're lost in terms of why do you do the things that you do? So I want to put this in framework, in perspective. This is what the company would want to do day in and day out. You know, we may execute it differently, we may fail, we are always going to go back in the drawing board to make sure that we are going in that vision and passion. So I want you guys to be passionate on what we do. But if not, let's talk about it. You know, I'm not saying, hey, go somewhere else. I want you to stay. I want you to be able to join me, to basically join the passion that we have for our patients. going back to hospice, what is our hospice passion and vision? I think one of the things, though, I did not like hospice, to be honest. Not because you guys are not awesome, because it was just scared the tar out of me. You know, I've always said that when I started home care, being in the home care industry. I've been in the home care industry for 32 years, and I love home care because it's access-rated, it's great, it's awesome. You know, people were getting better, you know, but just the death, you know, the concept of death scared me. All right, and maybe, you know, just being in pain with families, it's a very uncomfortable situation for me. I kind of freezes out. Like, how can you be positive when someone's dying? How can you be positive when someone's grieving? How can you relate if you're not in that season of life as well? So it scared me until I had the experience myself with my sister, with my brother, and somehow that kind of made me think, you know what? This is a change in perspective. I saw how the hospice worked, I saw the clinicians, I saw the CNA, even though I know that they're clinicians, but just the impact of it to my family and the impact of it to myself gave me a fresher perspective. You know, my fear of helping people who are facing their end of life has switched to confidence and courage and bravery. We can do this together. The families, we can do this together with the families. We can do this with one another. We can do this to be able to help a dying person be comfortable and be at peace when they pass. So again, that's what my why is. Why did I want to be part of the hospice part? Because I see that you guys can make a difference in people's lives. You know, I can see that it's going to create a huge impact, a ripple effect that can really, you know, give peace to people who are dying. Again, looking at that, you know, I want a team that's dedicated to providing utmost care and dignity to our patients and families. I want our team, the hospice team, guys, that can embody compassion. Are you compassionate? That guides patients and families with knowledge and wisdom every step of the way. That focus on how we can support our patient to live a quality life at the end stage of life and provide comfort and peace. And I want a team that cares. That they are compassionate, advocates, respectful, and they're excellent. We will never write. Okay, the next slide. But we will always strive to create an environment of teamwork and collaboration between all stakeholders that we strive. That's why I use the word strive, because we're never going to be there. Striving is always trying and trying every single day. And I think, you know, to be honest, hospice and home care, we are so different from the time that we started to the time that we are here. I told the management team during our training conference on last Wednesday, how we got here, we're not going to use it to get there. We can use it in history, but we always improve. You guys have improved, you guys have grown, and I think people who've been here 5 years or more, or even a year, a couple of years, you guys probably have seen your change as well. Question though, is that, are we aligned? Do we have the same whys? Do you believe in optimal home care and hospice care whys? Because if you don't believe that, I know that over time you're going to get burnt out. Over time you're going to get tired. Over time you will lose your passion. If your passion is the same and it's aligned with home care and hospice, I think that's going to energize you, refreshes you. But I know that, you know, everyone gets frustrated and everyone gets overwhelmed, and there are times and seasons. But again, if you know, again, going back to the basics, what your passion, do you believe in that? I think it would always recharge you. Let's do video two. video 3.
I produced a book filled with illustrations. There's one on page 16 and 17 of two boys standing looking up at a huge wall that they're considering climbing over and going on an adventure. And of all the illustrations in the book, this is sort of, I think, defining of my life, and I think it's the most exciting one, which is we all imagine brighter futures. And it's as if we're standing at this wall. We don't know how to get over it. We don't know how to get to the other side. We don't know how to get what we want. And to me, it's the choice to climb the wall. It's the choice to find a way around the wall. That is what distinguishes the innovators from everybody else. It's what distinguishes the doers from everybody else. It's what distinguishes those who find what they're looking for, those who find happiness. But the purpose of the book is to remind us that we cannot climb that wall by ourselves. That if we want to find that brighter future, if we want to change our lot, it is for us to find someone who will go with us, someone who will catch us if we fall down, someone who will help us up over the wall. And it's these two kids standing looking up over the wall. What's most important is that they're doing it together.
Okay. I'm going to show another video later. I'm trying to get some help from other speakers, just to make sure that it all ties in. I can't do this alone, and somehow I can be the savior, like I'll do it, and I think even today, Virginia David said, why don't you just give the credit card up, have it delivered at the office rather than you controlling it. And it basically would make you feel more at peace and that you're not controlling everything. I think, through the years, for the 32 years that I've been in the healthcare industry, I try to control things. And I think when I get insecure, I micromanage and I control and I ask. And even Jason, yesterday said, it's going to be okay, because I'm like getting charged up, like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, and here are my ideas and all that. I think, we are better together as a team. And I think, at times, there are star players that really can do a lot, but you can only do as much. It does not ripple the effect and the impact. And, as I age and as I become a senior citizen, yes, my 10% is about to come. I'll treat you guys to Oz McDonald's, and I love movies. Come on Tuesdays, it's great. So, how do you detect or identify a team from a bad team? Or a good team member from a bad team member? How do you do that? What do you think is the true test? When you look at a team, or this whole team here, if they are a good team or a bad team. Or, analyzing yourself, are you a good team member or are you a bad team member? Does your team, or do you, as a team member, drift apart or stay connected when things get rough? My question again. I think I'm a man of too many questions. Jen said, when we were doing the ACO meeting, and I said, I have a question, and like, Edwyn, and I have another question, I have 10 more questions. I just want to get to the information, right? But these questions are good because you guys need to ask the difficult questions. Do you feel safe in your team? Do you trust your team? Do you step up? Do you step up for the challenge, or do you shy away or cower when things get rough? And as the leader of the team, because everyone can be a leader, do you guys push forward to move the team forward? So my question is, what is a good determining factor? So this is not a trick question. So anyone can probably just shout out, what do you think, in one word that you can identify, this is the true test? Don't be shy. We can step up. I'm sorry, right? My question is, what's a true test, whether it's a good team or a bad team?
Adversity. Growth.
Adversity, growth. Trust. Communication. Support, complicated issue. What's up there? Like somebody's, you can shout it out. Oh, is that right? Good looking people. Alright, they dress sharp. And they have long hair, curly hair, like it seems like it doesn't, get ruffled. Right? I think, here's the thing. The those are good factors, but I can share you one that you can identify if it's a good team or a bad team. It's measured by the connection that you have with people. Okay? If you're not connected, if you're not feeling a part of the team, it's not a good team. If no one's pulling you in, or you're not stepping up, then that's not a good team. If you're not connected with a team member because you don't communicate, or you don't do what you were supposed to do, you are not integrable because you said this and it didn't happen, or fourth, if it's not that you're not connected with the same values and in line with the wise. So connection is very important. Even with our patients, guys, connection is very important. Why do you think that some patients, or even sources, or even our partners would say, I don't like that person, I like this person, and they have specific component why? Because they can connect with those people. Okay? Why do you think that people step up for a leader? You know, because they connect with that leader. They know who that person is. Okay? Why do they push harder than everyone else? Because they are connected with the team, because they know that we can really back up each other and support. So connection is a true test. So please look at our team, look at your individual team. Is there connection? If there's no connection, it's not a good team. D or fourth. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff has helped me with technology. I appreciate that. I can't do
Often when we do these things, we show up with a selfish disposition, right? I hope they like me. I hope they like my work. I hope they buy my book. I hope they, go to my website. I hope they follow me on social media, and we act that way. We put a picture behind us on the PowerPoint, and it has all of our social media handles on it, and it has a phone number and a website and an email address.
Right.
And we say at the end, somebody asks a question, it's like, question whatever, and we would reply, well, you'll have to read my book, or well, that's from my book, and it's like. We put ourselves, and people can tell. And in those cases, we're not rooting for you. In fact, we're going to try and trip you up.
Right.
Because we can't help ourselves. It's entertaining.
Yes.
You put yourself at the front, we'll have fun with that. And so I've learned early to show up with a giver's mentality, where I don't care if they like me. I don't care if they buy a book. I don't care if they follow me on social media or not. All I know is I have something that I think is really valuable, and I'm going to give it to you. I want to give it to you. And I believe I'm giving it to you with all of my gusto and all of my energy. And so, I remember, people would apologize because they said there's going to be this size event and only half the number of people showed up, and they're apologizing. And I know a lot of speakers who would get angry. You promised me this size audience. And I was like, well, I just feel sorry for the people who didn't show up, because the people who did show up are going to get all of me.
Right.
I hold back nothing. And I think when you show up with a giver's heart, and I literally will say that before I go out on the stage, I will literally say under my breath before I step on the stage, you're here to give. I will remind myself that what I'm about to do is an act of generosity. I think I have something pretty and I want to share it. And people can tell.
Yeah, authenticity.
People can tell. And so you have a wide berth when you show up with a giver's heart. You can make mistakes, and you can stumble over your words, and you can talk a little bit too much like I am right now, and people are just fine with it.
Yeah.
So I think we're highly attuned social animals, and if you show up to give, you can, believe it or not, you can experiment a lot.
Okay, what does that mean? I think this is basically, I'm going to ask you a question here. Did you guys show up today, or show up to work, or show up to a meeting to get or to give? There's a difference. When you show up, I'm just going to get, and that's what I'm asking for is when you show up, you're ready to give. When you're here, when you're ready to give to each other, when you were here, when you first met, were you giving towards the people? Were you encouraging them? Hey, we can do this together. Hey, do you have a mindset of giving? And that's what we need to do with even our patients and our sources. If you're just showing up just to get, if get a paycheck, you're showing up to get, an encouragement, or you're just showing up because you were required to, or you're showing up because you needed something from them, and you're showing up because you want a referral. I need a referral today. You're showing up because you want to vent. Let's try to kind of start changing that. You're here to give. This is our passion and this is our why. Our why is to give to people. If we just have that mindset in each other, hey, I'm here to give to Jason. I'm here to give to, Jen and Amanda. I'm here to give to Virginia, to Veronica, to Jen, to Rebecca, to Christine, to, Michelle and John over there, to give to Dina, to Kelly. I think perspective changes a lot. You can really move people with their behavior and you can really push them to do excellent. Having that giver's mentality, guys, allows you to influence at any level of management, at any level of the organization. Come to give. One of the things, guys, true tests of a good team, guys, and even in your own zones, is basically when things get worse. When challenges do come, when we're understaffed, when people are resigning, when people are, having attitudes towards each other, that is tough. When things are not going the way that you plan, goals are not being met, a good team stays connected. A good team pushes through. I'm not saying when people are doing that because they have their own perspective, sure. But when they lose that passion and they lose, that mindset and basically hey, no pun intended on that. But what I'm saying though is that when you stay connected, that is a good team. The true test is that the team gets tested when challenges do come. We trust, okay? That's a good team. And if you're not trusting your team now, let's figure that out. Why? Okay? If it can't be changed, let's come up with another plan. If it can't change, maybe this is not a good team that you should be a part of, and maybe we should remove you from the team. Then lastly, break the plateau. So if we're just continuously going with the same level and there's no growth, that is not a good team. We need to push each other. Somebody has to push it. Somebody has to drive it. I think we need each other. Thank you. I have. All right. Thank you, Ivana Trump. Thank you. Hopefully you get our sweatshirts. All right? All right. So I think the sweatshirts, we are better together. So hopefully, that the meaning of that. We're better together. Please just get them there. That's basically our theme. And we're going to hold onto that. Whether home care or hospice, we are better together. Then, I think, there are a couple of things, and I'm going to shut up here. We did introduce the zone. Okay? We have Zone 9 and Zone 8. And we call it the CAT, the cool CAT zones. What does that mean? CAT, Core Accountability Team. We want to grow it. We start with Zone 8 and Zone 9. If you are here, I appreciate you guys stepping up and being a part of that. So if you're a part of that, I have another sweatshirt for you. And we call it Own the Zone. Okay? So we gotta own the zone. So I think in Zone 9, we have, I think Kelly's here. Gosh, who else? Rhonda is here. Danielle is here. Heidi is here. I think Zach and also Jamie is here. So those, and I think we have also Joe Rigby. And please, if you are here, you can get your Own the Zone sweatshirt. In Zone 8, we have Dina, we have Kamala, we have Janet, we have Jim, we have Justin, we have Grace right here, we have Christine, and we have, who else was there? Sam. Okay, so if you're here also, get the Own the Zone sweatshirt. The reason why we're trying to do that is that we need to take ownership. And if you want to be part of trying to grow and being part of a think tank group in each of your zone, please let me know, because we are doing that in every zone. You know, I know that we're starting with home care, but we need to own the zone, and that's the only way is to take ownership and responsibility for our own team in each area. Lastly though, guys, I want to just kind of share this, and we're going to close out with a video. Are you prepared to give to the team? Are you ready to give to the people that we serve? Are you ready before we leave to reframe your mindset in what we have heard today? Who you are is determined by your actions and not by your words. Words are meaningless. I need your help, guys, to stay connected, to stay passionate, to know your whys, and the whys of the agency. Video 5. And I'm asking Jason to come up. Thank you. All right, we lost the picture, but that's it. It's okay. You know, we're never perfect. It's fine. You're my video. Jason is our video.
All right. Thank you. Edwyn, as Edwyn mentioned, says on the screen, I'm Jason, a partner at Optimal Hospice here, and today is a very special day for me. This marks my 1-year anniversary. So a year ago, as I said, was being presented to the team. I was thinking about Tanya, I was in orientation with you a year ago, and I got to thinking about it too. Why was I in orientation at all? Have you been in orientation? And funny story about the apparel, these sweatshirts. So Edwyn and I have a standing meeting every week, and we've got we send out an agenda before, and we go over all these different things. I didn't even tell you this. And so one of the items comes out, and I was thinking, it goes, apparel for the meeting. And I was thinking, all set meeting, like he wants to, you know Edwyn, the way he dresses, he wants to know what I'm wearing so we can coordinate our outfits. Which wouldn't be super surprising. No, oh no, like I'm gonna give them something and do the sweatshirts. I was like, oh, that makes sense too. Like, that was,
In order to be a part of the team, you have to wear good.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so I'm getting to own his own shirt though. But I've been in hospice for 15 years, and I've worked with hospice agencies across, really across the country, and I can say with certainty and confidence that Optimal Hospice is a very unique, talented group of people, unlike other hospices that I have worked with. And so I want to come here really today and start with just a thank you, and I'm going to get up here and I can say thank you to everybody here. I wanted to go a step further and not show you a canned Simon Sinek video. I have a note for you. So, here we go.
Hi, I'm Tammy. I'm the Assisted Living Director, and I just wanted to say how wonderful my experience has been with Optimal. All the staff has been amazing. I know I've worked exclusively with Ryan, PT, and I love how they stay on top of things and meet with us weekly, give us a nice overview of what's going on with the residents, any changes, so that it helps us do our job better. Not to mention the Starbucks they bring me. Thank you, Optimal.
What's up, Optimal? Hope everyone is having a great week this week. And I just want to take a few moments and say thank you. I'm Francis with the Assured Senior Living, and we are very appreciative and honored and just overall feel wonderful that we're able to coordinate the care, the love for all of our residents collectively with you and your entire team. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for collaborating with us to work together on serving our residents, to give them the best possible care, love, and attention as they kind of progress on to their next journey. And I can't say enough about your on-call team. Thank you so much for being there. You know, it's not an easy job when you're on call, and we know that getting those calls at 2, 3, 4 in the morning can be challenging. And I just want to say thank you. Without the on-call team, we wouldn't be able to provide the high level of care for our residents, and for that, I am eternally grateful for your love, your support, and your coordination with our team. So with that, I just want to say thank you and truly appreciate all the work we do together and continue to do moving forward.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm a nurse consultant here at Bonaventure in Colorado. disgrace. And I was just asked the question, why do I like optimal hospice? The big reason, not just because they take really good care of the residents, it's because they take really good care of me. I am needy. I need notes, I need communication, I need to be able to go in with the hospice nurse to watch the wound change so that I can keep up on my wound logs. I need to know what's going on with their condition, if they're getting better, if they're getting worse, and I need them to fill out a separate little form for me, and they're always happy to oblige when I do it. So, I love optimal hospice because they take really good care of me, which I know is not as important as how well they take care of the patients, which there is that.
With our home, we use Optimal as our preferred #1 hospice company because of the compassionate care that all of our residents get from every single person that comes into the building from their team. They not only separate themselves from others by going above and beyond and offering things like musical therapy and massage therapy, their nurses and CNAs have hearts of gold and every single day pride themselves to be the best that they can be in care for our team.
I love Optimal because they are hands-on. They communicate with you at all times. If you have an issue, they do everything they can to help you fix it. I've never had to fight with them about anything we said because we're the ones that take care of the residents. They've always listened to us. At any area, PT, any home care, anything, they have been right on it.
Hey Optimal, I'm Stephanie, I'm Health Services Director over at Hilltop. We love partnering with Optimal for many great reasons. One of our biggest reasons would have to be consistency and communication. We love that you guys are always texting, calling, or emailing for any kind of needs. Our families, our residents are like family members, and we love that Sabina and her team have really shown great commitment in servicing their needs, whatever that may be. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm Rocio and I'm Memory Care Director, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my experience working with Optimal. Ever since I have been working here and working with Dina and Kamala, the coordination of care has been awesome. They meet with us on a weekly basis to keep us updated on our residents and their care, any changes to their service plan. We really appreciate it and we enjoy working with them, and it's just a pleasure.
Hey y'all, I'm Terry Parker, Wellness Director, Wellness Star Therapy. Why do I love Optimal? First of all, they do a damn good Christmas party. Carrie, Susan, Jessica, it's just awesome. It's just amazing. I pride myself on customer service, and Optimal Hospice is blowing it out of the water. Since taking over here as Wellness Director about 9 months ago, we had 5 hospice companies in our building. Today, there's only 2. And Optimal has twice as many clients as the one before. Optimal is our go-to. Why? Good question. First of all, they're very responsive to both the families and the facilities that they service. They communicate very well. And lastly, they do a damn good Christmas party.
That's right. All right, well, you guys are fantastic. You're not just hearing from me, I'm a bit biased, but I'm hearing those are just a few people in the communities that we serve that think so highly of you guys. So the last year has been really amazing. As you kind of see there, when I came here, we had about a census of 100. We had about 35 people that worked here. Meetings were kind of smaller. It was great. Fast forward just 12 months. 193, Mike. Somebody passed away. So, well, not 194, but nearly doubled, and that's been challenging in itself. And staff, I don't even know if 78 is the right number. I don't know where Marlene is. No, I think it's 80 something maybe. I don't know. The point being, a lot more staff, team members have come on board, and in that, so much care has been provided. 32,000. I didn't know what the number was, but I looked it up. Over 32,000 hospice visits done throughout the year, and that number just kind of continues to grow as we care for more patients. But the year wasn't without its challenges. I told Mike here, our Director of Business Development, I said, great success without challenges wouldn't be a really good movie. Nobody wants to watch a movie about a football team that wins every single game, has no struggles and setbacks, and then wins the championship. So you want to watch a movie about a team that struggles and they persevere, but they come together as a team, and they end up winning the championship in that. And that's how I feel about the last year here at Optimal Hospice. A lot of challenges, a lot of good challenges in growth, but nonetheless, I feel like we could hit our mission in the year of caring for more patients, and definitely did that. So, but in order to have a growth story that we've had, we kind of need four things in home health and in hospice. First thing being, you gotta have a good marketing team. You gotta have people out there promoting the company, bringing in the business, so that we can provide care to the patients. You have to have a good admin team. They keep the trains running on time, everything happening, processing referrals timely, and great customer service for those that are calling in, needing questions answered. And of course, you need great field staff providing the great care directly. And you have to have great leadership. And with that too, leadership can be challenging. A lot of times they're therapists, they're counselors, they're a shoulder to cry on. There's so many things, but taking the company in the right direction. And we're very fortunate at Optimal Home Health and Hospice to have all four. So that's a little recap of 2023, and now we'll talk a little bit about what we have planned for 2024. I think first thing is streamlining some things. We've been growing so fast, and I know the team can attest to this. Sometimes it's just like you're just trying to get through the day. You do it, all of a sudden it's time to go. We did it, we took care of patients, how are we going to staff this, how are we going to admit these patients. But want to take a step back and look at the way that we do things. I think we do a good job, but I think there's room for improvement in just saying, hey, could we do something that maybe reduces the time it takes a nurse to do an admission or the time to do a certain process. I think that there's room there just to make people's lives easier and provide better care for our patients as well. Also, we're going to want to look at our quality scores. I know it's something that's out there. We've kind of talked about it. We know we provide great care at Optimal Hospice. That's why so many more people are using us throughout the state of Colorado. But do our scores reflect that? And so that's really an education piece for patients, families, and also our team members as well. We want our data to tell the story of the care that we provide. So we'll be looking at that. Compliance. This is ever evolving. For those of you who know, Medicare's got a million rules in hospice. I've heard people say, I'm not staying out of anything to do with Medicare. It's like more complicated than aerospace or anything else because there are so many rules to follow. It takes a whole team to do that. But we've invested in that. We've got full-time QA compliance people. We have outside consultants that help us with that, but we'll continue to focus on that. And I know some of you, whether it's home health or hospice, have been at other companies that maybe don't care that much about compliance. Some of that might be beneficial then financially. I say we always do the right thing. So not only is it important for us to just do the right thing because we ought to, it also safeguards your careers. You've probably heard of hospices and home health agencies that have shut because they weren't compliant and that caught up with them. And as a result, forced them out of business. So we focus on compliance for a number of reasons. Another thing we're going to focus on is our collaboration with home health. I think we do a good job that so many of our patients in hospice have been on Optimal Home Health at some point in time, except we do a good job. There is good collaboration. I still think that there's room for us to improve those processes. And of course, we're going to continue to grow. We've got ambitious goals for the North, the South, Denver Metro. I don't doubt that we will. Somebody told me at a young age, if you've got a business and it isn't growing, it's dying. It's one or the other. There's no in the middle. And so I'm confident that we will continue to grow. We've got a great team to kind of support us in that growth. So that's a little bit of a preview of 2024. And this is a snapshot of what that would look like the last 24 months at Optimal Hospice, our census. So that gives you an idea. I'm not like a stock market expert, but that looks like something I'd like to be a part of.
We'll invest.
That looks really good. And I can say too, I don't know if anybody could correct me if you've heard of other people, but I believe we're the fastest growing hospice in the state of Colorado. We're pretty well connected. You hear about other hospices, their census is flat or it's declining. I don't know anybody that's grown 100 or doubled in 12 months or done anything close to this. So hopefully a year from now, I'm standing up here and it just continues in that same trajectory. But I will guarantee you this too, we will stay true to our values. Now, if unfortunately the census goes down or if it goes to 500, we will be the same, providing great care, doing great things for the patients that need us the most out there. So, with that, it's a wrap.
Hi, Edwyn. acknowledge you. Appreciate the, just helping us to explore our why. I think knowing the work that brings us joy just helps us balance our lives, right? Whether it's at work or at home, when we're walking around with our friends, it just helps us balance and find balance in our lives. Jason, thank you for the message of appreciation, right? Appreciation and awareness. It's not every day we get to see how we're perceived in the community. At least if we work in the office, we don't. So that's extremely helpful, as well as what the effect the growth has had on us in the last year, but also where we're going in the vision for next year. It's very helpful. So we're about to shift courses here. I'm going to give you guys some directions and details. Don't move until I'm done because it'll disrupt everything. A couple quick housekeeping things. Don't forget, before you leave, that shirt table Edwyn talked about is back in that corner if you didn't get over there. Sign-in sheets, if you did not sign in, make sure you do so. If you're paid per visit, that is how you get paid. So make sure you're on the sheet. That's the only way we're going to know. And then on the last page, if everybody can look down the sheets that are on your table, if you go to the last page and flip it over, there's a QR code on the back. That QR code is a survey for the workshop. These are very helpful. We build next year's workshop starting next week when we get all those surveys back. We sit down, we plan it out so we can make sure it's great again next year. So please fill out the survey on the back. And now I'm going to give you some direction here. If you're moving rooms, you want to take everything with you because you're not going to be back. We're going to go into the workshop portion of the workshop. So if you are home care clinical, you're going to stay right here. We're probably going to have everybody move forward just so you know. If you are hospice, you're actually going to go to the back side of the room. We're going to close that partition. But those tables that were just set up are for you. So hospice back over there. And then admin staff is going to go on the other side of that wall. So you either walk out, go down to the next door, hang a left, and we're going to be on the other side of that wall. Everybody ready? We can go. Wait, don't go.
If you guys finished your quizzes, you can leave them on the table. Those need to go to HR for your 2024 regulatory education. If not, we're hoping to get those back by the end of February. Thank you guys.